It's kind of fresh in my mind and still ongoing, so apologies that I don't have a conclusion for you, but here goes. My boyfriend, 28, and I, 22, have been dating for just over a year and everything had been going great. We met over a mutual hobby and eventually got together a few months later. I've recently been moving into a new house, so have had to leave some larger items at his place. Somewhat important later on. I first thought my boyfriend was cheating on me a few months ago. I was at his place for the week as I had a few days off work for my birthday. So one of the days we had gone out to do some shopping so I could treat myself for my birthday and buy some things for my new place. One of these things I bought was a board game to play, as I am a big fan of them in general. So later in the day we eat dinner and then sit down to play my new game, which is this game where you have to name things in a category and tilt a chute before a ball reaches your side. My boyfriend had gone to the bathroom while I set the game up, and I waited for 5 to 10 minutes before he came back down to play. As we were playing, I said an answer that he didn't think was right, so he went to check on his phone, which is where I noticed that he had Grindr open as one of his recently open apps. I told him to go back and I clicked on it and asked him to let me see his phone. At this point he said fuck, as he knows he's been caught out, and he sat with his head in his hands. I'll spare the details on most of the messages, but it was the typical flirting you'd see on Grindr with pics from both sides. One in particular that caught my attention was one he had actually set a meet up with, asking if the other person was free on Wednesday at 6 p.m., 2 hours after I was leaving to go home. At this point I'm screaming at him, asking him why he'd do this and a bunch of things I'm forgetting about. He tells me that he doesn't meet up with anyone and that he just uses the chats to jerk off to. I just look at him confused and ask why he doesn't just watch porn or use the pics I send him. And he explains he likes the live chat more than just old pics, and that he doesn't want to ask me because he knows my libido has been down recently due to some medication I'm on. I hate myself for even seeing the logic in this, but eventually I calm down a bit, tell him that he has to stop doing it and that if he's horny he should talk to me. Eventually we're both sat on the bed and I'm comforting him as he's crying, so at this point I've believed him that he's not cheating. He's just used the wrong head and done something stupid. He says he's going to sleep on the couch, but I tell him that I don't want him to and to come sleep in the bed, because I love him and I couldn't believe he'd do something like this. Nothing really happens for the next couple months. He's being his usual sweet self, chatting like we normally do. All that's different is that I'm trying to be more sexual for him, so I'm sending him more pictures and making more of an effort to get myself in the mood. We then get to about 3 weeks ago, where he comes to my place on the Sunday to help do some work on the house. We have a good day taking things apart to go to the tip and cut up the old carpet. He goes home and everything seems fine. Then a few days later on Wednesday he goes radio silent. He doesn't answer his calls, messages or anything. Eventually I found his mom on Instagram and sent her a message on the Friday. She explains that she's been trying to find a way to contact me and to ring her when I get chance. So my mind's racing thinking he's fallen down his stairs since they are very steep. And before that though he had just fallen out with me over something. So I call her and she tells me that he's been arrested and they don't know where he is. So I'm shocked and don't know what to think, as he's never done anything that would make me think he could have been arrested. It wasn't even a possibility I had thought about. Eventually a week or so passes and we all hear nothing from him. All we know is that he's been arrested and that his car is outside his house. Nothing has been taken, apart from his phone and his computer hard drive. So I'm left wondering what it is he could have done, as there are a short list of crimes that they take hard drives for, like terrorism, fraud and anything to do with children. Another week passes and I've made plans to pick up my stuff from his house with his mom, when my mom shows me something my brother found. And it's a bail notice stating that he has been accused of communicating with underage children with a sexual intent. I can't help but feel sick and betrayed. I feel disgusting and guilty for not finding anything when I searched his phone. We've since received letters from him saying how sorry he is and how much he loves us all, and that he hasn't done anything, but I can't help but feel disgusted by him. But I also can't help but miss him and the messages I always wake up to, and it makes me feel sick. We unfortunately don't have a court date or a judge's verdict yet, but I had to get it out of my head and somewhere else. I have no plans to stay with him, but I can't help but feel sorry for his parents, who are lovely, the child involved, and also feel like a victim myself.